Okay, you good?
I'm good.
All right.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Are we good?
I'm good. Yeah, you were just in the panel, right?
I was not, actually.
Oh, you didn't go in?
No, I didn't go.
Dude, Ryan walked across the stage on his hands.
Well,
you know, it was that kind of a panel.
You know, it's season 5.
Yeah.
It's 4th or 5th panel. It's about time somebody walked on their hands.
That's season 5, you know, like the anniversaries.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
the hand walking season.
Yeah, exactly. So, tell me a little bit about what's up with Steve Newlin this season.
He's gone through some changes, obviously, and he's having a bit of I'd say a reawakening of sorts, a bit of personal exploration taking place. He's got a new love in his life and a new job, and so he's kind of starting over from scratch, and it's just been really fun to play the character.
You can tell, man. We're watching it and we're like, Mike's having a blast.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that the writers have given me a lot of great comedic things to play, but underneath it, there's some real moments of honesty and tenderness, and that's so interesting to explore with a character that season 2 was very sort of this public persona. I hate, most of what you heard come out of his mouth was just anti-vampire propaganda. Right. And so I think that's helped keep the character really real and anchored and grounded. So
there's a real sense of, again, he has this public face, and he's got this cheeky smile. I just want to pinch your cheeks. The way you smile when you're Steve Newlin, it's just adorable. But you can kind of see this. It's still a little bit lost in there, I think.
Well, yeah, I've always seen Steve as a guy who, I think his mother died when he was a very young age, and he was brought up in the strict Bible-beating environment where his father was sort of this big Texas celebrity pastor, and I think that there's sort of this lost child in him, that is that ancient kind of anger and confusion and everything that was repressed about his childhood has really come out now, so to speak, as a vampire. And I'm really rooting for that character, and I think that he makes a great villain. But I think that I hope that I have hope for him at the end of the day. I want him to be a good guy. I want him to figure it out. I don't think he ever will, and I think that's what's relatable about him is that he's that guy, whether it's a member of your family or yourself, that just can't seem to get it right, but you want them to, but their own ego is kind of in the way,
Oh yeah, ego for sure. It's interesting to see Steve going through this new experience at the same time Tara is.
Yeah.
And then having just had Jessica.
Right, exactly. And I think it's interesting because they're all a bit different. And with Tara, we're really getting the sense of her relationship with her maker, and she's getting some really strong guidance. And I think Steve's turning has, he's just being pulled into this new community and given this job, and I think he's really just excited to be accepted and not dead.
Yeah.
Sure. And at the same time, I think Steve surprisingly embraced being a vampire almost immediately, because to him I think it was like getting a superpower.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that he always envied a little bit. And now that he's been turned, he's embracing it.
Yeah. So you're writing this new ongoing comic series for True-Blood too.
Yes.
In addition to playing Steve Newlin, you're now writing all these characters. So what's going on with that? Can you tell us a little bit about the plot of this first arc?
Yeah, the first arc is called Where Were You, and it explores some of the main characters and kind of flashes back to where they were when vampires came out of the coffin, which I always thought would be really fun to explore. And then there's a contemporary, a present-day story that sort of links all the flashbacks. We find out that Godric has a vampire sibling named Remus, who was created by the same maker.
Okay.
And he's sort of come back to extract revenge on Eric for something that happened in the past, around the time that the vampires came out of the coffin. And there's some thematic things that tie into what's going on with this season. There's a mention of the Sanguinista movement and the Vampire Bible, so I wanted to make sure that the storyline that's happening in the comic does tie into the show, and so it kind of rounds out the experience for.
So it kind of runs parallel to
yeah,
you. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
I know you've got a signing to get to.
Yeah, I gotta go.